Richie, what's going on, man?
What's up, bro?
How are you?
Good, and you?
Good, man. How's Mexico? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, bro. Couple more days.
How is it?
It's good, man. It's been chill. Just got back from eating some seafood, so yeah, I've been eating good down here.
Hell yeah. You still keeping weight down for next fight?
Yeah. Weight's good. Seafood's healthy, so
Okay,
it's
yeah.
not too heavy.
No, 100%, man.
hmm
So, just to get started, take us like back to the beginning. Where did you grow up, and how did you first get into combat sports?
Yeah, so I'm from Santa Ana, California, which is in Orange County, and yeah, I mean, I grew up watching boxing with my pops at an early age, and then um, I didn't start seeing like MMA and stuff like that until I started wrestling, which was at the age of 14. So yeah, from high school, and then started wrestling, and then yeah, I kept wrestling all the way till 23. Then yeah, I just wanted to keep competing. I didn't do what I wanted to accomplish in wrestling, and then yeah, started training. 4 months later, had my first amateur fight.
So you mentioned having that first amateur fight. Was that where was that? With the gym wise, and how did you make your way at it to Bloodline Combat?
So yeah, so that was at in Nebraska. So I went to school out there to wrestle to finish off my school and finish off my 2 years of eligibility. So yeah, I ended up going to Nebraska Kearney, and then the gym that I started at was is called Kearney Combat Sports, and my first coach is Richard Barajas. So yeah, I mean, I was there for about let me see, like about a year and a half, almost 2 years, and then I finished up school, and then I moved back to California, and then I joined the CSW with Eric Paulson. He's a legend, dude. He's a pioneer of MMA, and yeah, started there, and then fought their amateur career, fought the rest of my amateur career there. Then moved on to the Den Training Center. Well, I started my pro career actually there, and then did another year, like a year at the Den Training Center, and then I've been with Bloodline for about 2 years now. hmm
Yeah, talk to me more about being with Bloodline Combat. You're under Cub Swanson, who's former top five UFC featherweight, one of the most
Yeah.
respected fighters in the game. Tell me about how that relationship came about, and how you work with him day to day in the gym.
Yeah, so I actually met Cub at CSW. I want to say around there too, 2019. He came in and taught a class, so that was cool. I've
Hmm.
seen him on TV, and got to train with him a little bit then. And but then after, I want to say in 2020, my teammate Danny Silva, he ended up joining our CSW team, and he was still cross training with Cub. So then he would always invite us to cross train, and I started going with them here and there a little bit. Um, I think around like 2021, and or no, like 2020. So like, while he was cross training, I would cross train with them as well. And yeah, dude, it's been great. Cub's a legend. He has tons of knowledge, and he's there with us every day, whether he has a fight or not. He's there coaching us and helping us get better.
Yeah, and along with Cub Swanson, the gym as a whole has been on a tear recently. With you
Yeah.
winning recently, Larry and Douglas winning. Just in general, the whole gym has been picking up wins and making real noise in the sport. With
hmm
with everyone on such a hot streak right now, you guys are really making a name. What's just the energy like in the building on a day to day training with all these guys who are making just big strides day to day, including yourself?
Yeah. Energy's good, man. It's just a bunch of us having fun. Of course, we compete with each other, but yeah, we just take care of each other and give each other good looks. And yeah, dude, I mean, you can just see we have a really good camaraderie. It's really family based. And I mean, the wins are showing. So, yeah, and everybody in there is very humble, and just so I'm very blessed to have a team like that, full of killers, silent killers, I want to say it.
So you mentioned silent killers, but you also mentioned family based. It seems like you guys are really building friendships more than just being fighting partners there. Who in
Yeah.
specific have you built those, close friendships with that you really see them more as, like your friends than just fighting partners?
I mean, all of them. We're all really close. I mean, and we train with each other, multiple times throughout the day. Sometimes we go to 2, 3 practices together. So, I see him on a daily basis. And but yeah, I mean, just Jacob Rosales, he was in my corner, and I've been training with him since 2019. Um, Le'Veon Douglas, we're always training together too. Danny Silva as well. I mean, Danny only lives like 5 minutes from my house, so we're like down the street from each other, and then Rafa Garcia as well. Really, 55er that I look up to, just like the people he's beaten, and I think he's gonna get a top 15 guy here soon, or top 10 maybe, but I know he wants to get into the top 15 and then break through, and then Cub as well. But even the guys that are not in the UFC, we're all just Chris Macate, Arnold Jimenez. Yeah, there's a bunch. Mhm.
Yeah, and Rafa Garcia, he is one of those guys at Bloodline that's really making a lot of noise for sure with that last big win. So I can definitely see him making that ranking stride, top 10 stride in the future.
Yep, yeah, it's coming.
100%. So switching paces, I bet you get this question a lot. Your nickname. How
Yeah,
that's a pretty badass nickname.
I
Where
got
did
the
that?
shirt.
Hell yeah, man. Where can we buy that?
These are out of stock, but there's new ones coming in. Yeah,
All right, well,
there's new merch dropping, so be on the lookout.
100%.
You guys can check out elmachetemmma.com, and there's a bunch of information about me there and stuff like that.
All right, you heard it here first. Check that website out. So, tell us more about that though. Where does it come from, and what does it mean to you?
I mean, the nickname was given by my first coach, Richard Barajas. Like I said, we got really really close in the time I was there. He just liked the way my mental space was at, and just the person that I was, and it was just a small group of guys, and the ones that were really active in fighting was my first training partner, which is his name is Jose Hernandez. And it was just us three pretty much, and we even got to live together for a short time, so that was cool. But um, yeah, he said that my voice sounded like Danny Trejo's, like it's raspy. So he's like, "Hey, dude, your name should be El Machete." So I just wrote it down in my first amateur fight, and he's the one that also came up with like chopping time. He's like, you gotta chop guys up, and yeah, dude, it's been sticking.
And I mean, it's a pretty, like I said, badass nickname. And
Yeah.
when you're coming off, a 7 fight win streak right now, it kind of, the proof is in the pudding why you have that nickname. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, just I always say, Machete style just sums up my style. I'm a catch wrestler at heart, but my striking's been getting crispier, and it is showed in this fight. I invested in the body a little bit, and switched stance. He thought I was gonna go to the body and loop the hook upstairs, and caught him flush, and then I saw the neck wide open, so I took it home with me.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that finish a little later because that was more than impressive to say the least. I wanted to talk more about your career and your regional grind. You've been competing in the LFA for several years now. You're a
Yeah.
two-time lightweight champion now, defending it twice. What has that journey been like for you, going through one of the most competitive promotions in the sport?
It's been great, man. I mean, I was trying to get on LFA for a long time, but with COVID and all, that kind of gave my career a pause for a year. So then I was able to debut in Nebraska, won there, and then I think I was gonna fight for Combate, but then that fight fell through. So then I was able to fight OC Fight Club, which is a hybrid promotion. So they do like boxing and MMA. So the cool thing about that is that it was in a boxing ring. So I was able to, just reminisce like if it's Pride, like in the old
Mm-hmm.
days. So that was really cool, and got a second round TKO in that one. And just like literally 10 minutes from my house, so it's my backyard. And then I got to fight for Cage Warriors, and fought a hometown kid from out there, submitted him in the first round. And then that's when the call for LFA came, and I was on a 4 fight deal, and then just kept getting re-signed. And Yeah, man, LFA is a great promotion. You know, they've always taken care of me. Like I said, good matchups all around. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's who wouldn't fight? Who wouldn't want to fight for the LFA? You know, they're the number one feeder program for the UFC, and just the production base, everything. No easy fights. So I know that I can compete with anybody in the UFC. So yeah, LFA's been great, man, and um, yeah, I've also got to travel all around the United States with them, so that's cool. So yeah, I think it's prepared me very well for what's to come in the UFC. Hmm.
Yeah, it's clear that you're ready for that shot, and it's super cool that you were fighting in that ring for the boxing and MMA. And you mentioned,
Yeah,
reminiscing about Pride. Is there
yeah,
anyone in that promotion in particular that you watched and you look up to? Because those guys, those were gruesome killers back in the
yeah,
day. So I can definitely see how that would reflect in your fighting game.
yeah. I mean, dude, all the greats. You know, I mean, a couple of names to name, just like Fedor. I mean, who else fought on there? I forget his name, Kid Yamamuchi, I think, or something like that. Him, but yeah, just all those guys, Wanderlei, Jorge Masvidal
Mhm.
too, fought on there too. But yeah, there's so many to name, but yeah, all those guys were dope.
I can definitely see how that reflects in your fighting style.
Yeah.
So, tell me more about that moment with COVID in your training because I've talked to other guys and they mentioned having to sneak out of their house or their dorm to get to practice. So, what was it like
Yeah.
for you trying to get training in?
Yeah. So unfortunately, I was at night class, taking jujitsu class, and
Mhm.
then they sent out an email that everything's closing the next day. So I remember they told us that day, they're like, "Hey, the gym's gonna close tomorrow, so we don't know when we can come back." So for that time, I think we only took like maybe like a month and a half off from team practice. And during that time, I was just doing what I could. I have equipment at home, so I was able to hit the bag, lift weights, run, and then I was able to work. So I was able to get some money during that time. But then I think yeah, after a month and a half, we would sneak in through the back. So we had a big warehouse, so we would just park in the back, sneak in the back, train, and then go home.
With guys, because I talked to Teres Finney, who's in the UFC now, and you're a guy who's going to be obviously making that UFC jump soon. You can definitely tell that the dedication works for sure.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I had to get it in somehow. So whether it was just hitting the bag at home or lifting weights or running and, a lot of film study for sure. So,
Yeah, and that obviously fared well for you because you have a really impressive record with only one loss, coming
mhm.
in a split decision as well back in 2023. With that
Yeah.
being your only loss, tell me what that loss taught you and how you were able to turn that into this much success.
Yeah. So, I mean, during that loss, it did teach me a lot, made me, I mean, I felt it was a close fight. I mean, I was winning the striking battle for sure. But it was my first time fighting a taller opponent. And he was long and lengthy, so he was able to wrap a body triangle around me, and then I had a hard time getting out. So he won 2 rounds because of that. But if I would have stayed on the feet and not go for so many submissions and just look for a TKO finish, I'm sure I would have got it because I dropped him with the leg kick and then I went for a guillotine and he was able to scramble out. And yeah, so what I really took from that fight is that I just have to believe in my hands and always look for positions over submissions. And yeah, man. I mean, after that, I think I got a first round TKO and had a couple of decision wins in there, and then went back to my finishing ways.
It's kind of funny that you mentioned trying to find ways to use your hands because recently obviously you defended that LFA lightweight title with a submission win, but it wasn't any ordinary submission win. You pulled off a bulldog choke there, which is super rare and impressive at any level. Is that something you work on in the gym, or did that just show up and you took it?
No, no, yeah, that just show up. I mean, I know what the choke is,
Mhm.
but yeah, I just went for a rear naked, and he ended up squirming out, and then I just turned it into a bulldog. Yeah.
Yeah, that was super impressive. So, can we expect those high level submissions in the future?
Yeah, dude. I mean, if they give me their neck, I'm taking it with me. But yeah, man, I have so many more submissions, and I feel great as well. I mean, my bread and butter is my guillotine. You know, I got long arms, so guillotine, Doris, anaconda. Um, but yeah, getting this one was super cool. And like I said, I haven't gotten a submission win in 4 years. So I had two. My only two other ones were back to back. So it was nice to show out that I have another one in the toolbox.
Yeah, 100%. And that, made your win streak go to 7, which is super
Hmm.
impressive. And, you've made it clear that you're calling for the UFC. So, with that much
Yeah.
momentum behind you, what's it like in the gym? Confidence level, motivation? Like, are you just ready to go in there and destroy whoever's in front of you?
Yeah, definitely, dude. I'm a contract killer. When they send me that contract, they think they can beat me, and then I'm gonna show you that, like otherwise. Yep.
No, 100%, man. Yeah, and like I said, you've been calling for the UFC to give you your shot after defending that title. And what's your message to the UFC right now? What do you think you can bring to the lightweight division that they need to see?
True, man. Exciting fights. I mean, I've gotten. I think this would have been a performance of the night for sure. I saw it on the Spanish commentary side, and they said that I had for sure the performance of the night. And I think my last three or the three out of my last four fights have been fight of the night. So, yeah, man, I'm just when I step in there, I'm always just looking for the finish. Whether it be with my hands or submission or TKO. No boring fights, I'll tell you that. And yeah, man, I can have a lot of fans throughout the U.S. and in Mexico too. So that, if it's UFC Noche or something, I mean, I got a lot of people that can go out there as well.
And when that call happens, I'll be one of those fans watching for sure.
Oh yeah.
So with that, we know the lightweight division is super stacked in the UFC. So where's the future for you look like, and how far do you believe you can really go in that division?
Yeah, so I mean, right now I just need an opportunity, bro. I need an opportunity, show the UFC and everybody around the world who El Machete is, and take that guy out, and then just keep taking names, and then break into the top 15, top 10, and work my way up to that UFC title for sure.
And when those wins come along, how likely can we expect to see the cup call celebration in the future?
I mean, I was gonna do it this time, but I kept it a little bit more professional. But yeah, the once I get that UFC call, I'm gonna make a funny video that Dana finally picked up the phone.
Oh, that's good. I'm imagining it already. That's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
So that's all I had for today. I do have one more question or
yeah. Go
opportunity.
ahead.
I
Yeah,
know that you have your website with the merch. I like to give the opportunity to shout out anything else that you have, websites or sponsorships, anything like that.
yeah. No, I mean, shout out to my team Bloodline. As far as sponsors, thank you to Pitbull. Um, Drink AMC. We got Tequila Mandala as well. Raised by Lions. We got Antunes Law Firm, Handy Manny's, Primo's Auto Repair. And I mean, if you guys want to follow me, you guys can check out my website, elmachetemmma.com, or you guys can find me on any social media at L_Machete714. Mm-hmm.
And you'll be tagged in all the clips as well. So they'll make sure to get that follow for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, of course. And I know you mentioned a couple of those guys at Bloodline that, are making those strides to make it to the UFC and haven't gotten that shot yet. I think that getting interview experience is a great thing for all fighters. So if you think it'd be a good idea as well, I'd love to try and get in contact with those guys who are, on that amateur regional early on in their career that are, making those
Sure.
strides.
Yeah, bro. I'll make sure to list the names, and you can hit them up, and hopefully they're down to talk on the show.
100%, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
All right, yeah. So that, like I said, that's all I have today, man. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope the rest of your stay in Mexico goes well. And I'll be waiting for that call, or I'll be waiting to hear that call when you get it.
Hell yeah. No, thank you so much for your time, bro, and keep doing what you're doing, and I'll get you a list of names, and we'll get them going.
100%, man. Thank you so much, dude. Have a great night.
Yeah.